We have very limited time now. What I can say is I propose we do is quickly look at the issue of the Ebola testing that's become a matter for debate. It should have been going on in the Volta region. Now, we were made to understand that some people were already ready and participating for 200 Ghana cedis and then a mobile phone. And suddenly there's hue and cry. The members of parliament for that area have gone to parliament, made a statement. And then the Speaker of Parliament, for the first time I heard the Speaker of Parliament issuing orders to stop a process that were going on that appears to have required executive approval. Mr. Ayaga?
Yeah, I think that in commenting on this matter, one just has to be careful because, first and foremost, Ebola, as we saw it, and the extent to which it ravaged the economies of countries that experienced it, and the suffering of the people that experienced it, calls for a concerted global effort to find its cure.
We don't have time, so I'm taking
both in terms of cure and then prevention. And so, naturally, there are efforts to find a vaccine. Definitely, I believe that all of us in the world are committed to that effort to find a vaccine. So, it shouldn't be the message to the world community that Ghana is not committed to the effort to find a vaccine. But then when you have to try, search a vaccine because of how serious the matter is, that there must be some serious internal national dialogue, to make sure that there is national commitment.
What do you think accounts for this particular rejection by most sections of society, including even MPs? You heard them on the floor of Parliament.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that the absence of a serious dialogue. As the minister responsible for science, I also got to hear of it when some people raised the alarm that a trial was taking place. And the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, which I oversee, I called them and I said, what is this? And they checked around and said they didn't know anything about it. And that was dangerous, that the whole Council for Scientific and Industrial Research didn't know. So I said, find out who is doing it. And subsequently they reported to me that it was the university in the Volta region that was doing it. And there are 3 agencies in Ghana that can do such a thing. The Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, the Noguchi Research Center, and then the Ministry of Health. And each of them, they have an ethics committee. And it is the ethics committee that should review their request and take a decision whether this should be done or not. So I was trying to find out which of the ethics committees did approve this particular exercise, because this is beyond, in my opinion, beyond an ethics committee taking a decision. This is a matter that I believe should come to cabinet for us at the level of cabinet as a country to take a decision that, yes, go ahead, try this, and if you try it and then it goes out of reach your capacity to manage, then as a nation we can mobilize to address it. So on the basis of that, the Minister for Health has directed that they should stop, but the concerns that were expressed by individuals and members of the public, definitely legitimate, and we need to listen.
So now what's the way forward? What's going to happen?
Well, the way forward is for some dialogue. The process has been terminated. The way forward is for some dialogue. We'll talk to the WHO, we'll talk within ourselves, and we'll see the direction in which we should go as a country.
Okay. Mr. Kumia, I don't know what you have to say about this. I remember Kofi Bento of Imani raising this issue many weeks ago, until we are now paying attention to.
Yes, thank you. Just one quick comment on the earlier. I just read an article on Manjoy Online on this white paper thing, that government is going after the errand boys. So, Ayariga, this perception of non-transparency, it is not just political actors, it cuts across.
It's not going to be helpful if you stay there. Can you make progress?
He said you should make progress. Yes, I'm making progress. GNPC they've published 3 annual reports upon threats of court action.
Okay.
Now, this Ebola, Samson, I guy is talking about an ethics committee. I cannot imagine an ethics committee of a government department taking this decision. Obviously, this decision had the endorsement of the political authority, in this case, the Ministry of Health. The brouhaha is because Ebola is such a sensitive matter that for anybody to imagine that they can literally smuggle in this policy to do testing in this country is fatal. And that is what we should be looking at. The Ministry of Health has been cited as granting approval for the test to go
FDB
on.
and so
Yes. So how did they grant approval? What it means is that the political authority is aware, and how it allowed it to go forward without the proper education and public sensitization, I cannot imagine.
Interesting. What do you have to say about that briefly, and how we should conduct it going forward?
There's too much Ebola phobia out there. that is what has created all this
People
mess.
think that it should have been happening in the countries that were affected, and not Ghana that never got Ebola.
That's an uneducated view. It doesn't have to necessarily. Indeed, this trial tells, my checks are that it's happening in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, the US, UK. No? It's just that it wasn't properly packaged and presented, lack of communication. So that's why. Otherwise, this is science. You know, so I had a fight with my wife over it. But I was ready to accommodate. Right? This is a threat.
Oh, she certainly had the MPs.
Yes,
the MPs were against it vehemently.
That they should inject the proponents themselves.
I think we should take our time, go back to the drawing board and make sure it happens. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Well, in my case, I think that even the cause of Ebola is not quite clear to me. Some say if you eat chimpanzees or akrantia and things like that. Are they saying that when you are injected with this vaccine, you cannot eat your akrantia and chimpanzees? If that's the case, I'm sure a lot of people would have done it without any other inducement.
Okay, thank you very much. Election headquarters here will continue and bring you insights into what is happening on the MPP front as far as the primaries are concerned. My outfit, as always, is paid for by Latida. You can call Latida 026 5650918 or 0204336444, and they will deliver your orders to you. Latida, be in vogue. My guests have been Abdul Malik Bako, editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Yao Opong is legal practitioner and lecturer, Central University College. Mahama Ayariga is Minister for Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation, and is the MP for Boku Central. Nana Akumia is Director of Communications of the opposition New Patriotic Party. Have a good afternoon. The show is repeated at 9:30 on this platform.
Newsfile was brought to you